Why does Lisa have us all out here looking for the Soupman named Terrence? The Soupman of Salt Lake City that is supposed to be linked to Angie. So we're talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Episode 9, titled The Salt Lake City Soupman. And when I saw the title, I'm like, what the heck is this about? But we get to find out. So, following Lisa's luncheon, Whitney decides she's gonna, because it ended so badly, Whitney decides she's gonna have a luncheon of her own, a wine tasting and pairing of wine, locally made wine from Utah. She's gonna do a wine tasting and food pairing, and she's also gonna invite a psychic. So it's supposed to be springtime and nice and light, beautiful flowers she's putting together. The episode start off with her and her house putting the bouquets together, her and Justin just chit-chatting, and Justin, you know, encouraging her that she's gonna have a good time at her party. Okay, we see the location, we see some beautiful peacocks, some ducks, it's a nice location. But of course, as the ladies start to enter one by one, we have Mary coming in there and saying, why is it that Whitney chose this location to have her party? So she goes in to give us a little bit of history, that the owner, the history is that the owner of that place took his own life along with his wife in front of the dog, and the dog has never been the same since. So Mary is like, why would she pick this location? But if Mary didn't tell us that, I would think it was a beautiful location, because the grounds are beautiful and it seems like, you know, it's a pretty place. All right, so Whitney says she's gonna have wine tasting, food pairing, and she's also gonna invite a psychic that she knows from New York. And she calls him and he agrees to come down and do a one-on-one reading with everyone. So ladies all come together now. We had Lisa come in and she told her driver, you know what? Keep it close and keep it running, because I don't plan to be here long. So the theme of the party was springtime, bloom, flowers, whatever. Of course, Miss Bronwyn has to be over the top. I don't know if that was a Kristen Siriano dress she wore, but hers didn't look too bad. But Meredith's outfit, it like an acid wash denim with rose petals, and the boots were the same. Of course, when Whitney and Heather saw her, they both bust out laughing. Not Whitney, well, Whitney too. Whitney, Mary, and Heather saw her, they all bust out laughing. And Mary was like, she looks like a walking virus. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Mary, why must you go and be so negative about everything? All right, we get through that now. The ladies all come together. They're sitting down. They're pouring wine. Mary wants to know if the food with the wine, if it was salmon tartare. The lady who's doing the pouring says yes. Mary is like, I'm not drinking none of that, because I'm not eating no raw fish. It's gonna go in my tummy and they're gonna start a whole colony of little salmon in my belly. You gotta laugh at some of the things Mary say, because they're so outlandish. Mary don't know that the acid in your stomach break down those things, and that's not gonna be possible. But then Heather told her it's not tartare, it's smoked salmon. And she was like, but the lady just told me it was tartare. So I was like, whatever floats your boat, girl. I'm enjoying this. This tastes good. I'm enjoying this. This tastes good. All right, so I don't even know how it started. One by one, the psychic started calling everybody in because now they were outside now at a large table. Oh, we had Whitney talking about, not Whitney, Brittany talking about, oh, that's Jared's calling me. Jared, she's getting all excited, like we're back together. Since Brittany has been on this show, it has been her and Jared on and off and on off and on off. She's like, Jared's calling me, we're back together. And Whitney was like, girl, didn't we have a discussion that you would take a 30-day break from Jared and to see how things go, just to see if you could mend your relationship with your daughter? because Brittany have 2 daughters. I found out. Well, she did tell us about them before, but she didn't talk about them much. One is 23, one is 19. And she's not getting along with either one, but she really wants to have a relationship with a 19-year-old. And Whitney advised her to just take a break from Jared because, you know, it will give you a chance to talk to your daughter and she'll see how you're being treated. Now we do a flashback where Whitney's telling Brittany across the table that Jared met with her husband, and was it John or was it Lisa? I forgot who Jared met with. I think it was Justin, and told Justin that Brittany only comes around when she needs a bill paid or she needs some stuff, you know, some money. And they called her out on that. And that hurt her feelings. She's like, this is how he's out there talking about me? And she tried to make some excuse for him, and the other ladies were like rolling their eyes, shaking their head, like putting their heads in there, like, will she ever learn? They all see the disrespect between Brittany and Jared, and Brittany just do not see it. So I think they're done with her. I think they're gonna just let her make up her mind and do what she wants. But that's not even the whole thing. Remember, this whole episode, the whole 47 minutes to an hour, was at Whitney's luncheon. And most of that time was taken up by Lisa and Angie going back and forth. Angie brought it up again. You said, she read the text and she said, you borrow money to go on vacation. And Angie took out all of her black cards and slammed them on the table. Blam, that's my black card. Blam, that's my black card. Blam, that's my black card. I didn't even know there was a bracelet from a black card. I think it's from American Black Card, a bracelet where you could just scan. And we had Heather picking them up and like, damn, I've never seen a black card before. And Heather is the richest woman at the table, in my opinion. She's like, I've never seen a black card before. I didn't even know I made a bracelet like this. Her and Mary were having a wonderful time. The ladies were insulting each other back and forth. And they were trying to stop them, but at the same time, they were enjoying it. You just see the faces grinning. You see Brittany laughing. You see Mary laughing, Heather laughing. Bronwyn was cackling. I'm like, oh my God. Bronwyn was like, finally, I'm not on the hot seat for once. And she was just watching. They were really going back and forth. I'm telling you, this fight is going to go down in history. I got to go back and watch it because it was that good. This fight is gonna go down in history. Back and forth. We had Angie tell Lisa that her face looked like she's been in a wind tunnel. Like, what the fuck is that? What does a face that look like? Oh my God! I gotta look at my notes because I wrote some stuff down. Wrong one. She told her that her face looked like she's been in a wind tunnel. Oh my God. And that is when Lisa came up with the term Soupman. Said, what about you and Soupman? And Angie was like, what are you talking about? What's Soupman? She's like, I don't even drink soup. I don't even like soup. What the hell are you talking about? That's when they were going back and forth telling each other things about themselves. We had Lisa say, I've never had a facelift, but I do have 4 threads on each side. So Lisa says, I don't have a facelift, but I do have like 4 threads on each side. And I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? So then I went and I looked, and there is a procedure where you could do like a little pullback. A little pullback, and you do threads, and it's like a mini facelift, not a big deal. You know, you're not cutting any skin or anything. You're just pulling back and stretching the skin. But Lisa says she has 4 threads on each side. She's telling her business, but then that's when she come back with the Soupman. Look like she don't really care that people know that she got that going on. And she comes back with the, what about you and the Soupman? What about you and Terrence? And everybody's like, what's the Soupman? You see them talking under their breath and asking each other. And we're like, I don't know what she's talking about. So yeah. So yeah, that was what was going on between we have Angie and Lisa going at it at one point, and this is all while the psychic is taking people one by one into the room. So if you're not in the middle of an argument, you're gonna go in and you're gonna talk to him. So he spoke to Bronwyn about her mom and stuff, saying her mom has a procedure that she's has gotten worse and she really needs to take care of herself. We talk about Lisa started bawling in front of him because he called her out, saying that her and John are not cohesive, that there's stuff going on between them that needs to be addressed. I believe it was Whitney who was the last to go, and we really find out with talking to the psychic that when Whitney did her Wild Rose company, the one that caused Justin to lose his job, that she realized that Justin really wasn't on board with the company. I'm sure he talked to you about it, Whitney, and I'm sure he told you, listen, it's a possibility that I might lose my job because this is considered a conflict of interest. He's working with a skincare company who's doing who's the same thing that Whitney, opened up her company around. And I'm sure he talked to you about it. And I'm sure he probably resents her because of that. I think he said he really liked his job and he did not want to leave. But they terminated him because, as I said, it's a conflict of interest. If I'm selling this product and here comes your wife selling the same or similar product, how does that look? It make you look as if you're the one who got her started. So yeah, they terminated him. But yeah, Whitney realized that, and she said she's still a little bit confused of what she's gonna do moving forward, but she gotta do something. I'm not sure if Justin is working right now. Did he get another job? Because remember, he started the second company with Whitney and that didn't go well. So they've lost a lot of money. I know she feels responsible because it was her ideas where all this money was dumped in and it didn't work. So I'm sure Justin is like, you got to help us get out of this. So she feels responsible as well, I'm sure. All right. So the psychic, like I said, was going back and forth with everybody. And Mary didn't want to have a reading. Mary said, no, thank you. This is considered usual and it could be bad or it could be good. So Mary was like, no, thank you. I don't want a reading. While he's doing his reading, the ladies are outside arguing. You could hear them in the background. And one by one, they started leaving. We had Lisa leave first. And then we had Mary get into it with Angie because Angie is telling the girls at the table that Lisa is talking bad about everybody. She's bullying everybody. She's the only person that will stand up to Lisa, and that the other ladies always forgive her and go back to her as a friend. And Mary took offense to that and told Angie, you know what? You're not my friend anymore. I remember Angie's supposed to be the closest one to her because Mary feel disrespected that Angie would say such a thing to her. So Mary's like, we're not friends anymore. So the ladies, that's where it kind of ended with this episode. Everybody, not everybody, but Angie and Lisa kind of crashed Whitney's luncheon. It was so windy to the point that her beautiful bouquets were being blown over and her vase were breaking and stuff like that. It happened twice. And I think it was Heather who said, this is spring in Utah. Do you know how we get? So that's how the episode ended. I don't know what is going to come next week because I don't think Angie and Lisa are ever going to be okay with each other. I believe it was Whitney who said even in the afterlife, these two will still be fighting because they will not stop. They will just keep going. So I don't know what's the next thing with them. We're going to see if Brittany finally takes the ladies' advice and give Jared a break just for 30 days to see how things work out. I hope Angie and Mary could get past this because they're good friends. They're good friends, but hey, they were going at it. I mean, even we have Bronwyn over here in the corner crying about her parents, and these two were still going back and forth. Meredith finally yelled loud enough to tell them to stop. They stopped for, I think, 30 seconds just to see how Bronwyn is doing, and then they went right back to clashing. because each of them thinks they're right and each of them have to have the last word. So Angie and Lisa will still be going at it. There's more epic scenes to get, but I'm gonna go back and watch this again because the things they were telling each other, I'm like, wow. And the fact that Angie was just slapping her black cards on the table, letting Lisa know that, listen, I got money. I don't need to borrow money from nobody for vacation. She's like, maybe you do, but I don't. Another thing, we had Angie bring like a Tupperware container to the party, and she put it on the table. I'm like, why is she putting this under the table if it's supposed to be a gift for Whitney? But it so happens it had everything in there that Lisa ever gave her. And she said, I'm bringing everything back. Since you want to send me money and talking about this is payment, here it is. Everything that you've ever given me or my daughter Electra, I'm bringing it back to you. And she brought everything back and left it on the table. Mary's like, why do we have this big old Tupperware container on the table, on a beautiful table? So, yeah, I think the friendship with Lisa and Angie is over. And I think we're going to see them fighting a lot more before the season ends. This is episode 9, so we have quite a few to go. Shameless plug. Go down below. Click on my Shopify store, Touch Me Textures. The link is the first link in the description. Click on there. Look at my Shopify store. We sell women's clothing, men's clothing, and accessories. Look around. See if there's anything you like. Purchase something for yourself and your significant other. And just look around and see. It's a lot. It's a lot of merchandise there. Make sure you hit the drop down and you see the different sections. If you're interested in dresses, jeans, in sets, just look around. You'll see stuff. Make sure that you like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Give me your opinion. Let me know. What do you think about that fight between Angie and Lisa? Do you think this is ever going to end? Do you think they'll ever be friends again? Just let me know in the comments what you think. Be sure to like this video, like I said. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Check out all the links in the description. And until next time, be sure to take care of yourselves and your families. Bye-bye. Tired of the same old styles? Ready to make waves with your wardrobe? Welcome to Touch Me Textures, where bold meets beautiful and every piece is designed to turn heads. Our collections are all about textures that feel as good as they look. From flowy dresses to eye-catching accessories, we've got everything you need to express your style your way. Find pieces that speak to you for every vibe, every adventure. And the best part? Our site makes it easy to shop and easy to fall in love with everything. So why wait? Dive into style that's uniquely yours at touchmetextures.com. Feel fabulous, look unforgettable. Click the link in the description to check out all we have to offer.